Well, I took an Uber over to 6th Street, or as the locals call it, Dirty 6th, after playing a gig at Industry on East Side in Austin. So this is a walk along 6th Street in Austin to give you a sense of what it looks like on a Wednesday night. This is actually July 5th, so it's the day after the 4th of July. So it's a lot less crowded and busy than you might think. But 6th Street is here 365 days of the year, so you're not only going to see it on the Friday and Saturday nights when there's people fighting on the streets. They got slow nights here too. 6th Street is located in downtown Austin, and it's among the collection of kind of historic entertainment district streets like Beale Street in Memphis, Broadway in Nashville, or Bourbon Street in New Orleans. So this is a famous and vibrant and historic entertainment district that had bars and music playing here all the way back into the 1800s. So there are tons of bars and clubs that line this street, and generally it goes from Congress all the way to Red River Street. This place is somewhat of a mandatory stop for visitors and tourists to Austin. It seems like at least you got to check it out one time. I know if you talk to folks who live in Austin and you tell them that you went to 6th Street, they scrunch up their faces at you, and the words that locals would use to describe 6th Street would be shady or ghetto. They'll often ask you, why'd you go to 6th Street? So while there are some exciting things about 6th Street, like it is a major hub for South by Southwest, where a bunch of partying happens and live music pops up everywhere during South by, it is regarded as not being in its heyday anymore. It's regarded as being on the decline. And that means that if you go and have a drunken binge on 6th Street, there's probably going to be some regret involved. You're going to meet some strange characters, and you might make some questionable life choices. And in general, this is probably the drunkest area of Austin. So if you're into drinking a lot, then maybe 6th Street is the place for you. It's where the drunks go, it's where the drunks are, and that might make it easier to experience. Seeing this place in full sunlight and sobriety might be a bit challenging. The music along 6th Street can be really good, but it also can be bad as well. But I guess that does make it a place that can appeal to comedians. As you've probably known, Austin is really hyped up in the comedy scene. And you can find Joe Rogan's new Comedy Mothership here on 6th Street. They got blinking lights there on the outside and lines of people that are waiting to go inside and check it out. So the footage I've been showing here is a look at the buildings and the street life of 6th Street going from Congress to Red River. And since I took a Lyft over here, my goal on this night was to go bar hopping and basically walk along the street and pop in to places that were featuring live music. And I should say that like all the other historic districts like Beale Street and Broadway and Bourbon Street, you can pop in on some amazing music, but you can also find some music that's not so good, so it can be hit or miss. And 6th Street is not the epicenter of the best music in Austin, but you could find some that's good, and I'd say all the music I'm featuring here is pretty good. It was good enough at least to get me to walk inside and check it out for a drink. At least as long as I was able to keep my enthusiasm going and enough clarity going on this binge walking and bar hopping night on 6th Street. So the first bar I went to was Friends Bar, where they had Brad Stiver's band playing. I just had my first drink of the night here, so this was very much just getting things going, checking it out, relaxing, burning maybe a half hour, before heading on to the next place, which was San Jac Saloon. I got a quick beer downstairs and checked out the Aaron Navarro band, who was entertaining the crowd there from the stage, and then I popped up to Jack's upstairs bar, where it was a bit more intimate, and Angeline was playing, and she was really talented, and so I enjoyed finishing up that beer upstairs. From there I went walking further along 6th Street going east and didn't really find music that drew me inside there, and so I turned around on the other side of the street and found Blind Pig Pub. I was curious to stop in there for a solo performance, by Joe Vega, right there playing for the folks sitting at the bar. After Jack's upstairs bar, I went out walking along 6th Street to find the next place, and this is where the shadiness and the ghetto-ness of 6th Street started to pop in. I felt less inclined to get into the other bars. Felt like this was a bit of a lame Wednesday to be here, being the day after 4th of July and all. So my night was feeling almost like it was wrapping up before hitting the street again and finding my final bar of the night, which was Darwin's Piano Bar. I had to come inside after hearing the really talented piano music of Anthony J. Sanders. This crowd was really into it, and then they closed down the bar because I guess it was so quiet on this night. So that was my experience on a random night on 6th Street in Austin. This was a day when I played a gig over at Industry, which is just south of East 6th Street. And this was earlier in the day before the binge drinking began for a responsible crowd playing from 6 to 8 there. 'Cause you've been burned, you've been defeated, turned around and retreated with your tail between your legs like your old grandfather said. When they go out looking for you, better hope they don't find you, better hope that they don't mind about the mess you put them through. 'Cause you've been spackled, plastered, standing up on stilts, you're tying your loose ends, hope they don't come back again. But when it's still, 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 it's when they will. So thanks for checking out this video. I'm posting all about the music scene around Texas and touring around Texas, so be sure to check out the tons of videos I got on my channel. Hit that subscribe and the bell button to stay tuned on my posts here. Let me know in the comments what else I should check out. Tell me what I missed, and thank you for your support.